Fingers crossed. 3, 2, 1.
We made USAA insurance for this season. When being a fan on a budget gets tough,
Oh my god, I did that again.
works, so saving on auto insurance is easy. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. USAA.
It's a good one.
No chance, that's what you got. Up against a machine too strong. Pretty politicians buying souls for run song
Puppet.
Won't find their place in the
It sounded faster for a second.
Take a rub your finger now, boy, 'cause it's just a matter of time. 'Cause you've got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got no chance.
Okay, I'll stop. Welcome
Classic.
Welcome to episode 11 of Attempted Topics. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Steven. I wish it would have been episode 13.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier. Technically, if you count the 2 episodes we were started recording and scrapped, it would have been episode 13.
Rest in peace, Teen Beach movie.
One day we'll do some commentary over Teen Beach movie.
And High School Musical. Oh,
We'll have to cover the High School Musical series too.
we can.
We'll
Basically,
cover the whole trilogy in one episode,
in the TV series.
maybe.
There's gonna be complaining about how Sharpay and EJ are the best characters in the whole franchise.
That's enough High School Musical talk. Because this is a special Friday the 13th episode. And to celebrate Friday the 13th, we are talking about one of the worst Friday the 13th movies.
It's a shame.
You're talking about Jason Goes to the Final Friday. Directed by Adam Marcus. Also written by Adam Marcus. Are you familiar with any of the backstory behind Jason Goes to Hell?
Not really. No.
So Paramount owned the rights of the first 8 Friday the 13th movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they were like low-key ashamed to own any of the Friday the 13th movies. Like they were ashamed that franchise came from them. So so when Jason Takes Manhattan came out and it bombed at the box office, that gave them a reason to sell the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if it went anywhere like in the middle. I know it went to Airline Cinema, but I don't know if it was anywhere before that. So New Line bought the rights, but they weren't allowed to use the title Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
But they were allowed to use they were allowed to use like Jason or like so that's why it's like Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, Freddy versus Jason. And then when Platinum Dunes got the rights, they were finally able to use the title Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it came about. They brought Sean Cunningham back, who directed the first movie, and he is he's probably the main reason why we haven't seen any Friday the 13th movies lately.
And he ruined the game.
That's true. The game actually had its final update I think was it Tuesday?
I think so, yeah. A lot of people were upset about it. Because it's doing that
Like-
thing where if the host quits, the game's over.
Yeah, because they got rid of the dedicated servers.
You know everybody quits when they die.
Yeah. Seeing on IMDb right now that I don't know if this is true or not, but it says that another title for this movie is Friday the 13th Part 9, The Dark Heart of Jason Voorhees.
I like that title. I like the title Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, I like the title Jason Goes to Hell if like it actually took place in hell.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like a trademark of the franchise at this point, because Jason Takes Manhattan, he was hardly in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason Goes to Hell, he doesn't get shown in hell, but he does
Get pulled back.
he does go to hell.
You know, Jason Takes Manhattan's one of my favorite ones.
I don't remember anything about that one.
I like
It's
the
like
boat.
kind of turned into like how the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise is for me, because it's like the later you go into that franchise, the less I remember anything about the movies. And I just rewatched them like 4 or 5 months ago. I don't remember very much about 5 and 6 at all.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street.
The
Part
dream
6 is
stuff.
probably Part 6 is my favorite Friday the 13th.
I think part 2. Either 2 or 3 is my favorite. Probably 2.
I enjoy 3 because it's very self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
Part 6, I mean. Did I say 6?
You said 3.
Part 6 is very self-aware, so I like that one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sean Cunningham came back to the franchise for Part 9, and he admitted to not having seen Parts 2 through 8. And like that's the guy who you want to bring back to help make the final one. Is a guy who hasn't seen any of them. Because he's not even responsible for creating. I mean, technically he created Jason Voorhees, but he didn't create the Jason that we're aware
Adult
of.
Jason.
Yeah, the one that we all know. So yeah, he came back, and they slapped his name all over it. Like he was just a producer; he didn't like direct or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he did have some say so in the final product. He told. Go ahead.
Didn't he not want them to have the hockey mask in the movie?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. He told the director to get rid of the hockey mask, even though he was wearing the hockey mask for
3
last
through
7 movies or whatever it is. So yeah, obviously the director kind of went against his wishes and kept the hockey mask in there for most of the movie. Not most of the movie.
here and
Every
there.
every time you see like the form of Jason, he's wearing the hockey mask, I should say.
The reflection of the possessed people.
I kind of thought that was cool. I don't know. I'm torn on that idea of it. Because I watched this movie.
One.
Yeah. But I don't know if that was just a way to like make the audience aware that the characters are Jason, but like we know that.
Probably.
So
What I would like, I wonder how they advertise the movie. Like, I know they advertise it as the final Friday, but I don't think they ever had plans on that being the last one. because Freddy at the end and everything.
Yeah, they obviously had plans to make Freddy and Jason cross over because
Like, I wonder.
they wouldn't just throw that in the end if they didn't want,
Yeah,
if they weren't planning anything.
I wonder, did audience know ahead of time, or did
was-
they just go completely shocked that Freddy's hand pops up at the end?
I believe it was a shock from what I've heard. That's why I wish Meatball was in this episode, because she actually saw this movie in theater, she said. So we'll have to
Yeah,
find out from her whenever we talk to her.
yeah, her intake.
Shout out to Meatball, going through a rough patch in her life. Yeah.
We love you, Meatball. My favorite of all meatballs.
What you're gonna say? Never mind. Okay. So Jason Goes to Hell starts. I mean, it begins with probably the scariest of all parts of the Friday the 13th series.
Mm-hmm.
A Sean Cunningham production. I saw that and wanted to shriek.
I wanted to get out of there.
It starts with this this girl, and she's like, she's getting to Camp Crystal Lake, so it kind of starts off like a regular Friday the 13th movie.
And I actually do like how the movie starts.
I don't remember her name.
Mm-mm.
Her name was Elizabeth, it says, if I'm looking at the right person, because this person is listed as Elizabeth Marcus, FBI. Oh, I think her last name is FBI. Excuse me, Mrs. FBI. So yeah, they're kind of going through like every horror movie trope. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Because it's like she closes the mirror, like she closes the like the medicine cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
So like the cliche is that it would show the killer in the mirror.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And then she like ducks down and the camera pans down and follows her. And it comes back up. And again, you would think like, oh, the killer's going to be in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
But
Nothing.
he's still not there. There's another one too, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I didn't write it down for some reason.
No, she's in the shower.
Yeah, that might have been like a Psycho reference or whatever. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. So like we know that this was actually like a setup by the SWAT team or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, did the SWAT team set all of this up? Like even the lights going out and everything? Because
Yeah.
like the light bulb goes out and she has to go to the what's it called? Like the shed or something to get a new light bulb.
Mm-hmm.
Like was that part of the FBI's plan, or did that just happen to occur?
I feel like it just happened because I don't think they could plan a light bulb dying.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And
So
what would they have done if he actually caught her and killed her?
yeah, they're playing it a lot by chance. Somehow they set this. Go ahead.
Like, what if I know she tripped, but what if he caught her? Because she wasn't near that spot where they busted him.
Yeah, because like they set that up near, but it was still pretty far away from where she had to be.
Yeah, like she had to run.
So yeah, like Jason appears and she runs, and she does like this, like very staged like tuck and roll dive or whatever over
Yeah,
the.
yeah,
So like she's safe. It's obviously like a stage dive, and the SWAT team just like unloads on Jason. But like my question is how. I'm gonna stop saying my question is because I have a lot of questions about this, but my question right now is how did the SWAT team set all of this up without Jason knowing? Because they were very close to where that house was at.
yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, because he travels throughout the whole camp, so it's like they knew he was there, and he would have obviously seen them setting up all the lights and everything.
Yeah, it's not like he's stuck right by the it's not like he was stuck by that house. Like he travels throughout the camp and
Hmm.
everything. So how did they not um like how did they set that up without getting caught?
They should have said something like he only appears at night or something. So they set it up during the daytime.
Yeah, that might have worked.
But that's how the
So
Hatchet movies work.
Hatchet movies are like a spoof of Friday the 13th anyway.
Specifically, the later ones.
They even have Kane Hodder playing the victim or the not the victim, the killer in that movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, the SWAT team is unloading on Jason and he's like screaming. Did you notice that?
Mm-mm. Maybe I just didn't hear it.
Yeah, he's like I mean it's kind of like a roar, but he's like screaming when he's getting shot.
Mm.
I don't know. I just thought that was kind of dumb.
I know he roared in part 8 too.
Um so Jason is like disgusting in all the wrong ways in this movie.
Yeah, he looks like. Well, he looks like a drowned victim, kind of, because he's bloated.
Yeah, but it's like I don't want to see that. I understand what they were going for. He was like
Yeah,
soaked in. Go ahead.
I think this look is like one of my favorite looks from him. Most
It's
of
weird,
the best looks from him are probably the later movies, anyways. Like part 7. I don't like the movie, but I like how he looks.
it's weird because the Jason Goes to Hell look I think looks terrible in the movie when he's like well lit,
Mm-hmm.
but when he's in the dark, I think it works. And
Yeah,
for some reason, it works in the video game.
yeah. I hate the Jason Goes to Hell, the video game.
I don't know. That's he looked like he was soaked in part 7, and he still looked cool. Like you said, that's probably my favorite look of his. And in this
Yeah.
one, he's soaked in like there's bubbles coming out of his head, and like I like the idea of the hockey mask. Like he was wearing it so long, it's just becoming like embedded in his head.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I like that.
like that's a good idea. But like everything else of him just looks gross, not in a good way.
Yeah.
So yeah, they bring so Jason ends up exploding. Um, these opening credits are coming on, and did these annoy you? 'Cause it felt like they took 20 minutes to finally get past the opening credits.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times,
It's like
well, a couple times when I watch the movie, I fast forward through the opening credits.
it's like they'll show Jason's body being like pushed down the hallway, and then it's like starring Kane Hodder, and they
Yeah.
would show something else directed by Adam Marcus. Yeah. Did Do you notice that Kane Hodder plays one of the security guards at the morgue?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he ends up playing, since he's not in the movie a lot. I guess they gave him another role, and he's playing one of the security guards that gets killed.
Oh, okay.
So Jason's at the morgue in Youngstown, Ohio. Shout out to shout out to Youngstown. Straight out of Youngstown, just like us. So yeah, so Jason is at the morgue. I remember watching this when I was like 10, and the scene scarred me. Like I can't even watch this scene anymore.
I still don't fully understand it.
So
I'm like,
I think
what?
it's played off as he's like hypnotized, I guess, by
Mhm.
Jason's heart, and for some reason he's compelled
He
to
just
eat it.
he decides to just take a big bite out of it.
Yeah, that part. Like, this movie is disgusting.
Mhm. I put in my notes, the New Line Cinema is showing in this movie already.
That was in my notes too. I put, that's how you know it's a New Line movie, because like there's, when after the coroner eats Jason's heart, there's like neon lights coming from the coroner and like into his chest and
Yeah.
everything. And it's like one of those like late Nightmare on Elm Street movies
Yeah.
that just happened
Part 4
to
through 6.
yeah, it just happened to lead over into this movie.
And I hate how there's all this like mythology in this movie only.
Yeah,
Like if it was there the whole time through the whole series, maybe it would have been better. But
yeah,
they just
we'll
put
get
it in
there.
one movie.
We'll get to what I'm about to say later on, but like at the very end of the movie, Creighton Duke is like, he tells Jason, he's like, "You remember me?" And it's like, how would he? He doesn't even know who you are.
Like he would not
You weren't
remember you.
you weren't in any of these movies. Like Jason never had a sister until this movie. Like the one thing I am interested in is like the family of Jason, like who his
Mhm.
father is. I know, like
Don't
we
they
shouldn't
have, like,
really. Go ahead.
don't they have like comics and stuff?
Yeah, I know there's like I don't know if it's a comic book or a novel or something, but there's one comic book that traces his family back to like the 1300s or something. I don't know if it's that far back, but um that's something I'm interested in. I don't know, maybe we could cover that sometime,
Yeah.
like his family history. So
They can make a movie. Friday the 13th before Friday.
Thursday the 12th.
The Jason Voorhees story or the Voorhees story.
So yeah, the whole lore of this movie is that Jason is actually like a slug thing or a worm,
Ugh,
and he
I
can
hate it.
he can possess the body of pretty much anybody. But because when I was watching this, I was confused because I was wondering, if he's just a slug, why did he choose to stay in this deformed body?
Yeah.
And
'Cause-
the um the rule or whatever is that he can only be in the body of a Voorhees, or he can only be reborn from the body of a Voorhees.
Mhm. So he just chose his decaying body for now. Until
He He was just a little boy that drowned in the lake. Suddenly now he's a slug who has taken over bodies and everything. How did
Yeah.
we get here?
Yeah, it came a long way from the original. I mean, it came a long way from part 1 to 2 when he survived and he was in a shack the whole time, and nobody knew.
Yeah. Then it turned like this franchise just goes bonkers.
Jason is a really good character, but his movies are all messy for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. So I was cracking up at this. It's like a fake like news show called American Case Files.
Oh yeah, I put that in my notes too. It said Jason Voorhees, dead or deadly.
and they're showing the dead bodies on TV.
Like they don't do that.
Wouldn't do that. They'd put a picture of like the character or like the person who died. They'd be like, "This is so and so who died."
It's like
They
so and so dead.
It wouldn't be like
so and so missing.
Wouldn't be like, "Oh, here's here's the dead body of of Kane Hodder for his family to see."
Yeah.
But yeah, Kane Hodder is one of the security guards that they show. If you ever happen to go back and watch it, Kane Hodder is the security guard that is dead on American Case Files.
And they show it all.
So this TV host is interviewing Creighton Duke, who is just somehow this Jason expert.
And I don't like him at all.
And they're like, when I say whatever, tell me the first thing that comes to your head. And the interviewer's like Jason Voorhees, and Creighton Duke is like, I think of a little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog through a donut.
I can't figure it out.
Like, who wrote this? Why are you thinking of that? Like, why is the writer thinking of that? And why is why does Jason make Creighton Duke think of that?
There's no way to figure that out at all.
So Creighton Duke is like this bounty hunter, and he pretty much says that it'll cost you like $500,000 for him to get Jason Voorhees, and he'll get you the mask and the machete. And because somehow I'm not exactly sure, somehow he knows that Jason Voorhees is like a spirit or whatever who can possess other bodies.
Yeah. He's the only one. Like, where's Tommy?
Tommy should have been the character to do this.
Even though it was
Creighton,
stupid.
Creighton Duke was never Jason's like arch nemesis. It was always Tommy Jarvis.
Mm-hmm. And then the final girl, whoever she was in whichever movie.
Yeah. So okay, so we were just in Youngstown, Ohio. Straight out of Youngstown. Camp Crystal Lake is in New Jersey, I think.
And see,
Correct?
I was thinking, yeah. And I was wondering, since they're all in Ohio, is that why? Because Springwood is in Ohio. Is that why they crossed over with Nightmare on Elm Street? But then, yeah, it's in New Jersey. I remember now.
Yeah, so this, yeah, I'm looking it up now. It says Hardwick, New Jersey. So
they have to travel quite a ways.
This coroner walks from Youngstown, Ohio, all the way to Connecticut.
And like overnight.
It's overnight. that's like at least a 3-day walk.
Yeah.
Probably a lot longer than that.
And
So
that's not even the most questionable thing about the movie.
so Jason's sister works at a diner, and does she know that she's Jason's sister?
I think.
'Cause I got the vibe she didn't, because like even
Oh,
because they're celebrating the death of Jason because they're serving like Jason burgers or whatever.
yeah.
But she works there. Like even if your brother is Jason Voorhees, like it's still like a family incident that's close to home.
I
Even
felt
if
like she knew in secret.
so maybe
Like, I
no
thought
one
she
else at
knew.
the diner knew.
Yeah, I thought she knew, but nobody else knew.
That's possible. That makes sense. Because
Oh, yeah.
I was
Leslie Jordan works at the diner. Shout out.
who's that? Is that the actress?
No, he's the guy that worked he was cooking
Actor.
the food.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Shout out.
He's hilarious. Not in the movie, but he's hilarious in real life and in other things.
What else is he in?
American Horror Story.
Oh, okay. I'm on his IMDb right now. He's in The Help. I heard that's a good movie.
I've never seen it.
Have you heard of it?
No.
That is what's her name? Octavia Spencer? Girl who plays the nurse in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Oh, okay.
This is the one an Oscar for. If I remember correctly. Yeah, Octavia Spencer. Oh yeah. I don't know if this is true, but I wrote in my notes Jason's sister is dating the sheriff, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
she is.
I think at the time I didn't know that, and I don't know why I just wrote I think. Because I just confused myself.
I didn't see it, but yeah.
So Creighton Duke is in the diner. He orders like a Jason burger with Jason fingers.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if I remember correctly, this is when he like flirts with Jason's sister or whatever. He says something like, the only reason she's with you is because she ain't had a taste of the Duke yet.
And why is he like why?
I think he's like 20 years older than her.
Isn't he trying I thought the sheriff was quite old for her too.
Maybe she was just a young actress.
Maybe.
She would,
but
I feel like Jason's sister would have to be older.
yeah.
So maybe they are closer in age than I think they are.
Could be. I think the actress just looked younger than them.
So,
but yeah, basically we get a take on how terrible of a bounty hunter he is already.
but like he says that he's found like top tier criminals. But like you wouldn't know that by watching his character in the movie.
Yeah. Like I guess he's a good bounty hunter, but yeah, he comes across as terrible and just doesn't know what he's doing or just doing random stuff.
He's very bad at like relaying information.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there, but especially what he does with the dagger. Did you catch that about the dagger?
That was toward the end, right?
Yeah, that was at the very end. We'll get there. So, yeah, one of the guys from the diner, his name is Steve. Yeah, this is the main guy, right?
Yeah.
He picks up some hitchhikers, and they want to go to Camp Crystal Lake because now they can have premarital sex and smoke pot or whatever. I forget exactly what they say, but they pretty much say they're free to have premarital sex without getting killed.
Yeah.
So, like, I think this is the first Friday the 13th movie that became self-aware of that he would only kill teens that are having premarital sex.
Yeah. See, I think this guy could have been Tommy too.
Steven?
Yeah, he even reminded me of Tommy a bit. Like his arc in this movie mirrors Tommy's arc in part 6.
Yeah, you're right, because he
gets arrested. Is like a sole survivor of an incident. It's crazy the whole movie. Is rescuing one particular girl.
he's a scream king.
Yeah.
So
They just
so they get to Camp Crystal Lake, and they are doing the naughty. So this is when we find that the coroner has walked all the way from Ohio to New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one questioned why this man dressed like a coroner is walking down the highway or anything. And I'm assuming he didn't fly or drive a car or anything.
No, I don't think so.
Like if they're gonna go this direction, all they had to do was say like Jason has the ability to teleport to Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, that would work. But no.
Like we're already here, you know.
They didn't
We're
have...
already like this crazy into the franchise. Just say that he can teleport and then just end it there.
Yeah.
Could have been like a small dialogue that he has the ability to teleport there, and then it would have saved 30 years of questioning how this coroner walked
3
across
days.
multiple states. So this is probably as close to actual Friday the 13th movie we get, besides the opening, because Jason just unloads on these teenagers, especially like. Go ahead.
I didn't like it, just because it didn't feel like Jason was killing people. Since it was the coroner possessed by Jason, I felt like it doesn't feel like the other movies where it's Jason doing the killing.
Yeah. I mean, if you kind of pretend that the actual Jason is doing the killings, works, because
like later on, because his reflection pops up, that's different. And that one, it feels like it's Jason, but those particular ones at camp didn't.
could have showed his reflection in this one then. You know?
Yeah.
Just found some like, oh, there's one of those mirrors that you hold in your hand or whatever. Like,
Or
oh, there's one
somebody's
sitting
by the water.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And his reflection appears in the water or something.
Maybe he's drowning one of the girls.
Yeah.
Then as he's throwing her head in the water, you see the reflection of Jason.
It could have been something, but it's okay.
This is like the third podcast in a row where we came up with a scene that would have been better in the movie.
Yeah.
We came up with possibly better endings for Grave Encounters and Terrifier, and now we came up with a better scene for Jason Goes to Hell.
We're fixing the movie.
Could us.
We're trying to.
So I'm not exactly sure what goes on in this, like in that parking lot. This is where Jason, it's the like he kidnaps the cop or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Was it his sister's boyfriend
Yeah. So
with the mustache?
yeah, he kidnaps the cop. Okay, I understand now. So, Jason's sister and her boyfriend were in the parking lot. That's why Jason is there.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. So Jason kidnaps the
Reminded me of
cop.
a Halloween movie.
Yeah. So Jason kidnaps the cop. Gives him like quick shave,
A quick
as you
shave, yeah.
as you told me.
I always shave people before I possess them, says Jason.
But like, why this time? Because I was under the impression that the reason why he needed to be shaved was because he had a mustache, and maybe they just had to be, I don't know,
Clean, I
clean
guess.
shaven, to get a slug inserted in your mouth.
I didn't know what was going on.
But I am like, I don't know 100% sure, but I'm like 90% sure the coroner had a mustache.
Yeah, I think he did. Or
So
something.
what? So like, what's the point? Why?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. I was like, he gave him a quick shave before he decided to possess him. Like, why didn't you just pick somebody without facial hair?
So here's some behind the scenes trivia. I think I already told you about this. Maybe I didn't, but the reason behind the shaving scene was because the director said that there's always female nudity in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to make something for the female audience. So he thought that the female audience liked seeing adult men shave each other. But it's not even done in like a sexual way. He just does it
Yeah,
like aggressively. Because this cop is like afraid when he takes the blade and just like scrapes his face.
yeah. He like screaming. I don't understand it. I don't get it either.
So Jason, like the idea is he can't stay in the same body for, oh, I don't know. I don't know what the time limit is. So Jason inserts himself, pause, into the cop.
Mm-hmm.
So now Jason is this cop.
Which I guess was
So
smart on his part because now he has access to a Voorhees, which is what he was going for. But it did not work
but
out that way.
but Jason doesn't think like this. You know what I mean?
Did he know that was his sister?
I think so. He had to have. Unless
So I
it's
guess
unless it's a weird coincidence, but I'm pretty sure he knew that was his sister.
yeah, I guess he's thinking like this just for this movie. Like a lot of things.
But yeah, he's not like calculated or anything, you know?
Yeah.
He doesn't think like that. He just sees someone, kills them. He doesn't think like, oh, let me set up this elaborate scheme, get reborn.
To get to sneak up in here. They'll never know. And I know later on he actually uses the one guy to talk.
Yeah, he does.
Why wouldn't he do that earlier? So he could have had access to the Voorhees right then and there, because he was acting shady the second he saw her, and he wasn't talking. Like if he would have just talked right then, she would have never known.
Like he could have just been the cop or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like when he's the
And
coroner,
then,
he's just like grunting.
and he's just not talking when he's the cop. Like if he would have talked and then just snuck up on her last second, she would have never
Okay,
known.
so I can confirm that the coroner does have a mustache. I'm looking at a picture of him now. I don't know. I'm gonna stop trying to make sense of that of that shaving scene.
Because no, I don't even know how Jason knew what shaving cream was, but whatever.
Yeah, Jason doesn't shave. So, like, wouldn't he just, if the mustache needed to come off, wouldn't he just take the blade and cut it off?
Rip it off.
Yeah.
You would
Oh my
think.
God. So, we're at the part now where cop gets to what's her name?
Diana.
Yeah, Diana.
Mm-hmm. Didn't
So, yeah.
Steven get there too?
Yes. Okay, so let me recap real quick. Diana is Jason's sister, right?
Yeah.
And Jessica is
Her daughter.
her daughter. Okay, I understand now. I got real confused for a second.
Jason's niece.
Yeah, so Jessica, Jason's niece, and Diana is his sister.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason goes to Anna's house, which is his sister. Can confirm that now.
Mm-hmm.
And he kills his sister, which is weird because I thought she was going to be the final girl.
Yeah, I thought so too. And just like the last movie that we covered.
Yeah, for some reason we're getting our final girls mixed up. So Steven shows up and he's like attacking the cop. And Jason always got to break a window in these movies.
Yeah. Did he accidentally kill his sister?
I thought he did it on purpose.
Because didn't he need her body to be reborn?
She doesn't have to be alive.
Hmm.
As we find that out later in the movie. What does Steven do to Jason?
I can't even remember. Oh no, I remember the window breaking.
I remember the window breaking, and I remember seeing Jason in the mirror. I remember something with him hurting Jason, thinking he's dead. But then Jason is gone, so when cops get there, it looks like Steven committed the murder of Jason's sister.
And I thought this part was funny because she was alive, but the second the cop walked in the door, she just died. Like that exact second he came in. So
yeah,
she couldn't confirm that he didn't do the attacking. Like she just happened to die right then and there.
So yeah, Steven gets thrown in jail because he's accused of killing Diana. So I don't know if I missed something here, but why is Creighton Duke in jail too?
Was it because he was harassing everyone at the diner?
Oh, okay, I didn't realize he got arrested for that. Probably right though.
And then there was that very unnecessary scene where he was breaking Steven's fingers for information.
Yeah, because you're hunting Jason Voorhees. Like you're sending this guy to go hunt Jason Voorhees. Why are you breaking his fingers?
Probably.
He,
Well, maybe it was so he could get taken out of the cell. Because remember, he went to the younger cop and said, "This guy just broke my fingers."
but you can fake that.
Yeah.
I think it was just like a weird, like edgy payment thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, you
More
don't have
reasons
money,
why.
so you're
More reasons why this guy's not good.
yeah, like he's not a good bounty hunter. I
think
mean,
his
like I said
resume-
earlier, he must be a good one because he um has caught like top tier criminals. But
I think it was all a lie.
I mean,
He's
it
caught
might have
nobody.
been. So this is where it's revealed that Jason has to be reborn through a Voorhees, and the only two that are left are Jessica and her baby.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Steve's like to the cops, like, "Oh, this guy broke my finger," blah blah blah. So somehow this really skinny, nerdy guy overcomes the police.
He's also a jock too, because he had a Letterman jacket.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, really small, skinny, and he still overcomes the police.
I know. Well, I guess that cop was small and skinny too. And one of the best things about the movie was their dynamic because they were funny together
They were.
for like the two
So
scenes that they were in.
mhm. So Steven goes to the Voorhees house, which is like still standing, furniture and all.
This big mansion.
Did you notice the Necronomicon in this movie?
No, maybe.
So they were filming the third Evil Dead movie at the same time as this. It's called
Mm.
Army of Darkness, and the director got the like he got in touch with Sam Raimi and was like, "Hey, I need the Necronomicon for this movie. You think you can lend it to me?" And he actually did. So, I guess you could say that the reason Jason is still alive is because the Necronomicon. Like maybe his mother was using it. It's something that's like never explored. I mean, it might have been explored in the comic books because there's a comic book, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
Yeah,
So it might be explored in there.
it's funny. I used to
But
think those were fan made when I was younger. I was like,
because
who's
they
that?
just, I was ignorant to the Evil Dead series. I thought it was like the Pokemon Ash.
I didn't even know. I was just like, I knew it was from Evil Dead, but I never seen the movies. Well, now, present day, I only saw the first one and the remake.
Yeah, the only one I didn't see was Army of Darkness. I haven't seen the TV show. 1 and 2 are great, and the even the remake is very good. It's probably one of the better ones.
Yeah,
I saw the remake before I saw the original.
me too.
I don't recommend.
Same, because I think I like the remake better because of that.
You'd be surprised how many people actually think that who have probably seen the original before. I think Sam Raimi was involved in the remake. I don't think he directed it, but I think he was heavily involved.
Yeah, I
If I
thought
remember correctly.
the remake was creep.
So while Steven's at the house, the American Case Files guy, his name is Robert, by the way, he is at the house, and he stole Diana's body from the morgue, which is his because he's dating Jason's niece.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
strange how these things like come full circle like that. Like, why can't he just be? Like, he doesn't have to be involved in the family.
Yeah.
They show him on TV, so like, why is he involved in the family? He could just be like this crooked news reporter. He didn't have to be involved in the family.
Yeah, he's dating her daughter, and he stole her corpse and put it in the house. And he wanted to film there, and he wanted them to stumble upon it.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, Jason is stealing bodies
for his TV show.
So while Steven is there, cop shows up who is Jason. So there's no shaving scene this time.
No.
This time he's actually able to just take over the body.
Yeah, because I don't think this guy has a mustache that's blocking the barrier.
So since Jason is out of the cop's body like severely melts, like Hellraiser style.
Oh, and that looks so painful too.
I think the idea is that if a body doesn't have a soul, that's what happens. That's what I got out of it, at least. Yeah, that's my thinking of it. Because Jason's no longer there and the original person's no longer there. So it's just
see, nothingness. I assumed because the way he was reacting that the original person was still in there. Because he looked like he was in pain the whole time. But maybe not.
I don't know. It's something they don't explain.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask Creighton Duke about that one. We can't.
He has all the information. I forgot about that.
Like that's why I don't enjoy the Hellraiser movies. I only saw the first one, but it's just like too much of that.
I've never seen any of them. Well, I saw the first one and didn't get it.
Jason tries to get reborn through Jessica, and Steven runs Jessica over. I'm sorry. Steven runs Jason over, and then Jessica gets in the car, but like she has no idea that her uncle's trying to like be reborn through her.
Yeah.
He's like, just get in the car and I'll explain on the way. To 5 minutes later, and he still hasn't explained it.
And she doesn't. She's like doesn't trust him. She's screaming.
Because as far as she knows, he's the one who killed her mom.
Yeah.
So here's another thing where like time bends. So we have the coroner walking states in a matter of hours. So Jessica kicks Steven out of the car. Okay. So Steven is on the ground. Jessica gets to the police station, tells the cop what happened. A cop goes back to get Steven, and he's just getting up.
Like he just decided to lay there for a while and regroup.
Like this had to have been like an hour of time,
at least. Assuming the stuff isn't all next door.
That's the thing. Like these cities have to be like everything has to be right next to each other. Youngstown's right next to New Jersey. The police station's right next to where this car is at.
The abandoned road the empty road in the middle of nowhere. And then the Voorhees house is right behind that.
And then Camp Crystal Lake is just across the street.
Yeah.
There's like a showdown at the police station. like Creighton Duke escapes within the scuffle with the because like a cop's running past and he just sticks his arm out of the cell and punches the cop.
Yeah.
Then he gets the key and lets himself out. So Jessica and Steven go to the diner to get the baby. I'm not sure why the baby is being held by this diner.
I think
It's Jessica's baby, correct?
yeah, I think somebody was babysitting that works there. I think the younger one of the women that worked there might have been babysitting it or something. Because remember,
they won't.
the owner didn't want the baby there at first.
Yeah, but they won't give the baby to the mother.
But well, yeah.
So yeah, somehow Jason knows they're at the diner. Jason shows up and chaos ensues. This
I
is your
sent you
favorite
that
scene.
video while I was watching the
Yeah.
movie because she
Why do you
looks out
explain
the
this?
window. Well, the one guy goes outside for some reason and he dies. He got his arm broken in half. He got slammed into the door, and then that younger girl that works there, she looked at the door and turned forward to scream. And Jason breaks the door down, and she falls down to the ground, and then she died.
And it was like a tragic scream too. It's bad.
Awful.
It's I don't know if it's as bad or worse, but it's up there with Marianne Hagen from Halloween 6 when she's getting choked at the end. And she's like, "Oh
yeah.
God!"
Yeah, those two.
That's sad because I've seen interviews with Marianne Hagen, and you could tell she's like a very nice person and everything. But
And I do like her character.
Yeah,
And I
like
liked her in the movie.
she's arguably the best part of the movie.
It's just that two scenes with her.
Swan dive out the window.
Yeah. And then that whole scene.
So, anyways, Steven and Jessica they get to the baby, and somehow Creighton Duke was already there and has the baby. And he depended on them getting to the baby and seeing the note for them to meet him at the Voorhees house.
What if they never even went there?
What if the waitress found that the baby was gone and was like, "Let me call the cops" or something?
Yeah.
And why does the baby
also...
have? Why does the baby have to be at the Voorhees house? Shouldn't you be keeping all members of that family away?
Because he could, yeah. It didn't have to be there.
At least the baby, because they say that he has to die from the hands of Voorhees, but
or was
the
that
baby
dagger at the house?
But the baby doesn't have to be in danger.
Yeah, they could have left the baby away.
No matter how you slice it, like the baby did not have to be there.
Yeah. And maybe she wouldn't have went there without the baby being there. Or maybe that was his state of thinking it.
So it's revealed that this was the part that I told you that he left out a key piece of information. So Creighton Duke reveals that the only way Jason can die is by like this magical dagger that has to be in the hands of a Voorhees family member. So
yeah.
he sent them out hunting for this guy without that piece of information.
And nobody had the dagger.
So these two could have been like shooting at him or whatever. And how are like they wouldn't have killed him because they don't have the ability to.
Yeah, how were they to know that this dagger? Because nobody had it.
So this is the part that you were talking about, where the two cops show up, and suddenly
Mhm.
Jason learns how to talk.
And it's like,
Yep.
oh, which one is it? A quick scene
And
where you have to decide. Oh yeah, because the young cop went to the diner and found all the dead bodies, and Jason was still there. But they didn't show which cop went there
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
to be mysterious. Also, the way the woman that owned the restaurant died was funny too, because she was screaming at him, and she got hit in the face, and her mouth was like crushed. I'm like,
I
this
remember
guy is
that.
strong enough. This guy's not strong enough to do that.
I guess it's like you get possessed by the strength of Jason Voorhees too. I'm assuming.
I guess. Yeah.
So yeah, they're playing off like there's two cops there, and you don't know which one is Jason.
For like 30
So
seconds.
yeah, so she ends up killing one of the cops, and that slug thing comes out. This is why I said that the Voorhees member doesn't have to be alive,
Yeah.
because his reporter put Diana's body in the house, so slug thing like goes up her
Oh, okay.
dress. Yeah, it goes up her
And
dress, so now Jason can be reborn.
in very inappropriate fashion.
Yeah, and he's also reborn with like jumpsuit and a hockey mask.
And his bloated self again.
Like if you're being reborn, you should be like um pristine edition.
Yeah. Yeah, or you
Like
should look like that person. Like you're bloated again. So what was the point?
like he could have been deformed, but like
He
Friday the
could have
13th Part 3 deformed, not Part 9.
Yeah. He could have been
Like
his part 2 or 3 self.
like in Part 9 he was bald, but he was like it was a clean looking bald.
Yeah.
There wasn't bubbles coming from his head. So this is where Creighton Duke is like he's like he's he's like, "Hey Jason, remember me?" And it's
And
like
I wish Jason could talk in that moment. So he
like
could be
how
like,
you
I don't
haven't
know.
been in any of these movies. How like how is he supposed to remember you?
Unless I don't even know. He was researching him, but Jason wouldn't know.
Like they don't even say what he would remember him from, because they don't
Was
even
he in the
say that
beginning of the movie?
he was watching. He didn't have like
Oh,
a
okay.
battle or anything.
Or
Because remember,
anything to do
Creighton
with
Duke
it.
was watching, where he was like
Yeah, so he
watching
wouldn't
from the trees or something.
Yeah, so he wouldn't even remember him from there.
He could have put in like a small line of dialogue, like I did battle with Jason many times. even though it still wouldn't have
Off
made sense,
screen.
because obviously that didn't happen. But
Yeah.
like it's the same thing with like the teleporting thing. Like we're already here, we're already doing this,
Might as
so
well
why not
say.
just if you're gonna do this, go like 110%.
Yeah. Just make
Be like
something up.
me and Jason did battles for decades. There's like flashbacks of him secretly at the ending of every Friday the 13th movie.
He has something
doing
to do with each ending.
like doing something. Like he's at the end of part 6, like on the boat trying to drag Jason in the water.
Yeah. He could have been in part 7 somehow. I think that was one with the telekinesis.
Hmm.
Oh, that one's
He's
awful
like,
too. Don't watch it.
he's like in Manhattan trying to like keep him in the sewer.
Yeah, he's like shoving him back down.
So hold on one second. Okay, so Jason breaks Creighton Duke's back. He dies in like a very anticlimactic way without without a fight or anything.
And also, did you notice in the Voorhees house, there's a bunch of trap doors?
Now that you mentioned it, I do. Didn't before, but now
Like
I do.
somebody's always falling through the floor or something, or through a door.
Even Jason is like breaking his way upwards. When he gets reborn, he jumps through the floor.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on in this house? There's trap doors everywhere.
So Steven and Jason are fighting after Creighton Duke dies, and it is like
And
the laziest.
all that hype.
It's like the laziest fight scene I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jason's supposed to be this like big brute killing machine, and he's just like hitting him with a broom handle.
Barely doing anything.
And then Jessica just runs up behind Jason and stabs him with the dagger. And it's like, if this was the final one, like, why aren't you doing this like big epic ending?
Yeah, because you know he could hit hard because he killed the woman earlier. I'm hitting her in the face. And he killed the other one by knocking the door down. But then he's hitting him with a broom handle.
And it's not doing anything.
Unless he just wanted to take his time. But still.
So this is like when you what you said earlier, where like full on Nightmare on Elm Street mode.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting dragged to hell by these like demon things.
These rock hands.
And if this is Jason Goes to Hell, like why isn't like give me the devil or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe these demon hands aren't working, so like Satan somehow drags him down or something. You know?
It'd make more sense.
So yeah, it's like these rock hands. I guess they're just demons. You know?
Yeah. Was it like a golem or something?
See, for some reason, I always thought they were I thought they were demons that were grabbing him. Are they just hands?
I assumed it was demons too.
Like I'm looking at artwork and it's like an actual demon thing.
Mm-hmm. Or is it one demon?
Yeah, there's like one demon. No, there's 3 of them. It's just hands in the actual ending.
I think so. That's all I saw.
So they must have shot. I think I remember this from before. I learned this like 10 years ago or something. They shot the actual ending with like demon things, creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for some reason in the actual ending they just decided to use hands. The
Maybe
demon things like really cool. Like in the pictures they look really cool.
Maybe they thought that of all things this was going too far.
The demons and explaining how Creighton Duke knows Jason is just going a little bit too far.
Yeah. Even though you might as well just show it all at this point.
So we see Jason get drug into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the movie, his mask is floating atop. Floating, it's sitting
Because
on top of the ground.
apparently his mask fell off at some point, even though it was like in his head, kind of.
And when his mask, like when he went underwater, because you see the top of his head last, his mask was still on.
Mm-hmm.
So, like somehow his mask floats back to the top, and Freddy Krueger's hand pops up, grabs the mask,
And
inevitably,
drags it down with him.
inevitably teasing a Freddy and Jason crossover.
Yeah, apparently these serial killers have free reign in hell to do whatever they want, even though they're supposed
I
to
guess
be
so.
sent there to be punished.
It's strange because New Nightmare came after this, and Jason X came after this. Then came Freddy vs. Jason 10 years later. So they teased that, and then for 10 years they kept people waiting.
Oh, imagine waiting for that for 10 years.
Yeah, I would have loved to be like a member of social media back then.
Yeah. Like, this is year 5 without the Elm Street and Friday the 13th crossover.
Yeah. Would you recommend Jason Goes to Hell?
Well, I feel like if you watch all the Friday the 13th movies, you should watch it. But this one, I think it's only enjoyable if you watch it with other people.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too.
If you watch it by yourself, it's probably not going to be good at all.
It's enjoyable in like a group setting or like
Yeah.
for entertainment, like a comedy.
So you could laugh at it with other people.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those movies where like it's bad, but it's it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there with like Halloween 6.
Yeah. Although Halloween 6 feels more eventful.
I probably enjoy Halloween 6 more than this.
Yeah.
There was a movie that came out in 1987. Looking at it now, called The Hidden,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never seen it, so I might be getting the plot a little bit wrong. But it's about this serial killer that becomes like a parasite
Mm-hmm.
and takes over people's bodies. Came out 7 years before Jason Goes to Hell.
So I guess the director may have seen that.
They asked
And
him
was
about it,
inspired.
and he said that he'd never seen it. But it's kind of hard to believe. It's just too like spot on.
Too similar. I probably have to watch that movie and see.
Well, for reference, IMDb has Jason Goes to Hell at 4.2 out of 10, and they have The Hidden at 7 out of 10. So apparently it's a lot better than Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it sometime.
I think I'm going to watch it this weekend. Those are my big weekend plans.
See if it compares.
My big weekend plans are to watch 1987's The Hidden.
Watch Jason Goes to Hell right after.
A double feature. Can you imagine that downgrade? I think I would want to upgrade.
Yeah, watch Jason Goes to Hell first.
shouldn't have told you like what year it came out and just told you to watch it and then be like, this copy Jason Goes to Hell.
Be like, no, this came out first.
So yeah, that's all I got. It's stupid, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, thing. Do you think Kane Hodder is the best Jason?
I think that he unfortunately got some of the worst movies.
It's weird because he's like at everybody's top when it comes to Jason. Like he's
Yeah.
almost unanimously number one among all fans.
See,
But
I don't think I really noticed much of a difference.
like he's not in this movie. I mean, he is, but he's not in it a lot.
Yeah.
So that's one movie where it's like you can't really consider him.
Because
He's not in any of the classics.
didn't he start at part 7?
Yeah.
And I don't like that movie. He was an 8. I like that one.
Yeah, he was in part 8, which was the least successful one. And he was in 2 of the 3 movies that New Line Cinema made.
And I don't like either. Well, I like Jason Goes to Hell, but I don't like Jason X.
Jason X is one of my favorites. I'm aware of how stupid it is. I just don't care. Fun.
And I probably would have enjoyed it more if it was on the game.
Yeah, so much missed potential. I hate Sean Cunningham.
Yeah. That
Didn't
game
even
could have
create-
had Manhattan. Or at least the boat. Or the cruise ship.
Times Square.
Creighton Duke comes to the rescue on the Jason Goes to Hell map exclusively. Instead of Tommy.
It's bad because just as that game could have started getting like wild, the lawsuits came in.
I know, because they had that whole paranoia mode. And all
It's
that.
like you were getting to like Manhattan and Jason X.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Yeah. I think Nico turned the doorknob and growled and ran away.
Okay. Yeah. That's all I got. Want to do weekly recommendations? There's only 2 of us. Okay, you can go first.
I'm going to recommend. It's a horror comedy. It's called Spree. It's basically. It stars Joe Keery. He plays Steve in Stranger Things. It's basically
Is
like
a show?
Hmm?
Is a show or a movie?
Spree is a movie.
Okay.
It's basically like a live stream movie. Like he is live streaming. He's almost like an Uber driver. I forget what they call it in the movie though. And he's killing people live stream and recording it. But I would recommend watching it on a bigger screen so you can read the live stream comments as you're watching the movie later on in the movie because it's funny.
Okay. Is that on Shudder or anything?
I think it's on Amazon Prime for rent because it just came out like a couple months ago.
Okay. Sounds interesting. I have I'll save my movie for next episode. I don't know why, but I'm just going to save it. I'm going to recommend the book. It's called Taking Shape 2, The Lost Halloween Sequels.
Mm.
It's like 600 pages. It's written by Dustin McNeil and Travis Smallins. So it's like 600 pages, and it talks about how many 24 of the Halloween sequels that made it to like different layers of production. So like some of them just had the script made. Some of them even had like casting.
Okay.
It talks about like there's 3 different versions of Halloween 4, different versions of Halloween 6, different, probably like maybe 7 different types of remakes in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's
you did tell me about some of those.
there's I think it was called Halloween 3.0, and it was written by the people who were going to make Halloween 3D, which is a sequel to Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But Halloween 3.0, the way it was set up, it could have been a sequel to either the original Halloween or Rob Zombie's Halloween. The way it was set up, because
Oh, okay.
it was. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it because they explained it kind of weird. Where it was like, it's pretty much like, okay, you guys know the story. Michael came for Laurie on Halloween night. Now here we are. It was set up to where it could have been a sequel to either one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I believe it.
A Hellhound.
I know. I don't know if you heard the Hellhound here too.
I did. Yeah. The paperback is $25, and on Kindle it's only $10. So.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot you can mute my audio now, so you don't have to re-record yourself when Chi-Chi's barking.
Yeah, we're good. Improvements.
Thank God.
That's all I got for this episode of Attempted Topics.
Yep, that's about it.
Be Friday the 13th.
Make sure you stay away from camp.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Attempted Topics. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Steven.
And we just attempted those topics.
And so I'm
not going to play the song again.
Just play the chorus as a fade in.
No chance.
Dun, dun, dun.
No chance in heck. Okay, bye.
Bye.